Do not send that double text. I know a lot of you are in this situation where your person that you're texting is not responding for some time, a couple of hours, a couple of minutes, couple of days, but do not send that double text, triple text, or even more. There's only a couple of reasons that they're not responding, and it's usually because they're busy, they don't feel like it, or they don't care. And when they're busy, there's nothing you can do. They might be at work, they might be at school, they're hanging out with friends, they're driving, they're busy with other things. That's something you have to respect. You have to respect that they are doing their own things. They simply do not have time to pick up their phone and text you. But, however, regardless, it does take about 10 seconds or less to say that I'm busy. So that's one thing. That is one thing. But not everyone has to do that, obviously. Next up, they don't care. Well, if they don't care, then you should know that. Sorry. Second of all, they don't feel like it. There are a lot of times when I don't feel like texting somebody. I don't feel like replying to messages. Well, yeah, this is also something you've got to respect. Like sometimes we're just not in the mood to texting. Like we may not be busy, but we're not in the mood. This is something you got to respect. Not everyone's in the mood. Not everyone feels like texting you all the time. But keep in mind that some people, if you're in love, you will always be in mood to text somebody. It's if it's someone you like, you'll always be in the mood. So that's for not feeling like it. And then finally, they do not care. There are a lot of people who simply do not care enough about you to respond to your text. There are so many people who do not care enough about your text. So I just want you to understand that and I'll accept that as a fact. Now, I do have a friend. I'm just gonna call her Jenny. Now, Jenny is a pretty hardworking student. Jenny usually spends her time very well. She's usually studying, and she rarely uses her phone, but she does text people a lot, and you can sometimes see her online. But, for me and Jenny, I often send Jenny a few messages, but Jenny would always get back to me at night, very late, with a couple of messages. So, for very emergency messages, I would always end up getting a very late reply, or sometimes when I send one message, it would take up to 2 to 3 business days. 2 to 3 business days to respond. So, eventually, I just tell Jenny, "Hey, I'm tired of this. I'm just not gonna send anything from now on." And that's what I did. I just kind of only sent messages when I am incredibly bored. Like she is I have lowered her importance from from somebody who I want to text to somebody I only text when I feel like it, when I'm bored. So you have to keep in mind that there are people who text you in their free time, and there are people who make time to text you. Like there are so many videos online where people pull up a timer and say, "See, it takes 3 seconds to say I'm busy." Well, yes, it does take 3 seconds to say that I'm busy. I'll reply later. It does, but literally nobody does that. Literally nobody does that. I'm not saying that's normal. I'm not telling all of my friends to say you have to tell me you're busy. But like I think it is important if that person is important to you and you want to let them know that you should let them know that you're busy right now. But I don't think I'm important to anyone enough to have somebody do this to me. But right now, for really anyone that I text and I have a hard time texting, I just like I just forget about it. I just send and then forget. And then for those who still linger on my mind, I would just tell myself to never text again. For example, Jenny, I now just don't text Jenny uh at all. I only text Jenny when I'm incredibly bored. And magically, when I only text her when I'm incredibly bored, I would get a speedy reply. But when I want to text her, I'd usually get a, I don't know, a 10-hour, 20-hour, 30-hour reply. So yeah, just hear me out. Do not double text. There's no point. And there are people, when you double text, you may seem desperate. You're gonna look desperate because you're like, why aren't you responding to me and all that? And it also creates an imbalance, like it's kind of an unrequited relationship where you're always sending the messages and then they're always taking hours or days or weeks to respond. Like it is just so unfair to yourself. By double texting, you are putting yourself like in a bad position. You're giving the other person the leverage by like texting you slowly, and then you're just putting in so much effort. Like it is so unfair to you if you send that double text. So by any means, please treat yourself nicely. Do not send that double text. Have some respect for yourself. Do not send that double text as much as you want to. Just don't and forget about it. And next time, just lower that person. Do not put that person on a pedestal. Lower the importance of that person. And yeah, that's literally all I have to say. You want to redirect your energy, redirect your attention to something worth your attention, something worth your energy. For example, I have this other friend who replies immediately, who replies even when they're busy, and who would double text and triple text. And I would double text and triple text them without, feeling bad about myself. I would text them a lot even though we live in different time zones. I understand. I know that she will always reply to me when she can. And that is where you want to put your energy at. You want to put your energy where it belongs. And for others who, you could expend, like, let's say 100% of your energy on someone and they give 100% back. That is good. But if you give 100% to someone else and that person only gives off like 10% of it back, that's an unfair. That's not a good trade. So you always want to put your energy and attention to the people and things that are worth your time and energy. Okay. So again, do not double text. Have some respect for yourself. That's all I got to say. And that's just speaking from experience. There are a lot of people who I simply do not text, I do not text, and I only text, and even after I text, I forget and I don't expect a response. There's a lot of people that have just completely disappeared from my life because I don't care enough to text them because I stopped caring. I simply stopped caring, you know? So yeah, I just yeah, there are there are a lot of times in time where there are a lot of times in life where you realize you should just stop caring about certain things and certain people. It's a bad feeling, obviously, but it's not your fault that you have to stop caring. It's because you care too much. And when you care too much, the other person doesn't care about you, and that's not your fault. That's their fault. That's their problem. What you need to do is take good care of yourself. Have some respect for yourself. So that's all I have to say regarding double text. Please keep this in mind and respect yourself and take good care of yourself. That's all I have to say. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoy these types of videos, definitely like and subscribe and leave a comment. Let me know about your opinion on double texting, triple texting. Let me know what you think. Should you double text? Should you not double text? Or your experience in texting? Because me personally, I hate I hate texting, but I love texting at the same time. I have a love hate relationship. That's another video. But yeah, thanks for watching. I love all of you guys. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.